welcome to the Keiwear Show, where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of happiness. I am your host, Keisha Mayo, and we have a great show for you on today. Today, we have two very special guests. We have Steve and Gina Brown, who were childhood sweethearts and found love again after 50. They are also the proud owners of Mybklife. Welcome to the show, Gina and Steve. How are you today? And thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Thanks for having us.
We're fine. Thank you for having us. We are good.
Just such a pleasure having you here. But please introduce yourself to my viewers.
I'm Gina Brown.
I'm Steve Brown.
And we're the owners, the co-owners and owners of Mybklife, and which is in Brooklyn, New York. We're excited to be here.
Thank you so much. And you know, it's such a small world. I can remember when I first met you, Gina, right? It was in Barnes and Nobles in Brooklyn.
That's right.
It's like we just connected, right? We started talking, we were getting personal and all of that.
Absolutely.
Come to find out, we had your brother. I was partners with your brother in corrections. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. I was like, what? Brown? Yeah, wasn't abandoned me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it just is a small world. Then we got to talking, and you started telling me how you found love again at, you know, after 50, and it was just a blessing because you were just encouraging me to let me know, you know, that love is still out there no matter how old you are. So I want y'all to please tell me about your love story.
So our love story, you know, listen, we love sharing this story. Steve and I have known each other since we were 6 and 7 years old. He used to live around the corner from my family, so our families knew each other. And, you know, we both had the same foundation, 2-parent households, siblings, and just, you know, the same base that we came from.
Right.
And
I actually used to come play with her brother, Aaron.
Yeah.
Your partner.
Your partner, yeah.
What?
We used to come around the corner and play. And then we kind of sort of maybe dated in college, but not really. I was away at school. He was here in Brooklyn, but I would come home. We kind of maybe see each other. And then fast forward like 20 years, I hadn't seen Steve. And, you know, he had moved to North Carolina.
Wow.
I had gotten married, had a family here. And he moved back and he DM'd me. It all goes down in the DMs, okay? He DM'd me on Facebook after like over 20 years of not seeing each other. And it took me maybe about, 4 months before I would even go out with him and really talk to him. Mm-hmm. And I say the rest is history. We just got married this past May.
So. Yes. And I mean, what a beautiful wedding just by looking at the pictures. I mean, awesome. And I know sometimes when you're single for so long, you tend to think that you'll never find love. Were either one of you in that space, you know, where you felt like, you know, I'm never going to find that one?
I feel like this. I don't know if I felt that way, but I didn't think it was going to be as organic as it is. You know, it's very organic. But I guess because we grew up together, our parents knew one another, or each other. So, you know, everything with us is very organic, very real. So I don't think I could get this anywhere else.
I have to say, I knew I'd find love again. I knew after having put in all the work and did the work and therapy and all that good stuff, I knew I was lovable. But I had made a list of like 10 things I wanted in my next partner before Steve reached out to me. And when he came, you know, when he reached out and after talking and really us getting to know each other as adults, because remember, we really didn't know each other as full-on grown adults, him as a man and a father, me as a mom, you know, and he had like 7 or 8 on my list. You know, thank God I was open to not being so rigid. He's got to have all 10. He's got, you know what I mean? And who knows?
Nobody's perfect.
Right, he had his own list. So
yeah, because nobody's perfect. But Steve, how did you know she was the one?
Well, I actually reached out in I think April of 2014.
January.
Oh, January, right? Yeah. January 14. January of 2014, and you know, I really didn't know how to work Facebook, so you know, I was just throwing things out there to see if she was going to bite. But we actually started dating, and you know, basically kind of like courting the old school way. You know, it was just everything about her gave me a signal that, you know, she was the one for me, because she was very very intelligent, very pretty, very going. You know, it was never like really an issue. She likes to go out, and I like to go out. You know, and we had took this one trip to Philadelphia because that's, you know, that's where I like to go. That weekend we had the greatest time. You know, I think I fell in love with her during that trip.
And the same for you, Gina. How did you know that Steve was the one?
You know, it's interesting because during that same trip, he shared something so personal with me that I had already knew about something with his family and stuff and him. And I had vowed that I was never going to say anything. And then he brought it up to me on that trip. And it was so deeply personal that it was like him showing his vulnerable side to me. And that's it. I mean, but that trip was truly like what set it off for the both of us. You know, it really, we just let our guards down, and it was just a nice weekend of sharing, you know?
Right. And I tell you, when I look at your pictures and the videos, and I mean, you just see the genuine love. You see the joy. You see the happiness. I mean, y'all guys make me want to love again.
It's there. It's out there. It's there. Go for it. I'm telling you.
Gina, what you were saying to me, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. You know, but I mean, y'all great example, you know, for people that's looking for love, you know, who feel like, you know, this is it. You know, I'm never gonna find anybody, you know, because there are a lot of people, you know, I guess, you know, growing up, you had more, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we don't have too many choices today, you know. A lot of people are not raised how we were raised, you know. So the different, you know, type of women and men, you know, that we will look for. What we will look for, you know, it's hard to find. We think, you know, I know they're out there, but it's just hard to find. And I'm like you, Gina, you know, I want all 10. I don't want 5. But I also know that there's nobody perfect out there.
Right.
But I know y'all mentioned about co-parenting. How many children do y'all have?
Steve has 2 sons from his previous relationship, and I have 1 son. So, and his sons are older. So it was interesting because, you know, they live in another state with their mom, but and my son lived here with me. But my son is extremely close with his dad too, who only lives like a mile away. So it really was like a thing, almost like a dance, you know, of making sure everyone was comfortable. Everyone knew no one was trying to replace, you know,
right.
But yet we're not your friend.
Right.
You know, it was really like a dance, you know.
Right.
And everyone was on board. You know,
and that's a blessing because nobody's fighting, nobody's arguing, you know. So I mean, that was a good, you know, thing that happened for you too. And I know you both started a lifestyle brand called Mybklife.
Life. Yep.
Now I said my Brooklyn life, but I was wrong. It's my BK life. Right?
Listen, you're not wrong because it's about our life in Brooklyn. So you were not wrong.
How did y'all come up with the name?
Oh my gosh, this story is sweet too. So, you know, I love social media. If you see me, you know I'm on social. I'm posting. I'm, you know, talking about my love, my parents, you know, our dog, my kid, the coach, everybody. And that's, you know, that was really my life. I know some folks talk about how Instagram and social media is fake, but I was really posting what was happening in my life, you know, the realities of it. Finding love at 50, falling in love, and the whole thing. And I would always end every post with my BK life, hashtag my BK life. And one day Steve said to me, we need to put that on a hoodie. And I'm like, why? Why would anybody care that we would put this on a hoodie? Well, I was so wrong because so many people have cared. I mean, it is the outpouring of support and love and having bought into the brand and our story and just really understanding and believing what this is about. Listen, this is more than just a hoodie. Steve said it best. He said, this brand was born out of the love between the two of us, you know? And I thought that was perfect. I thought that was perfect.
So how is it, you know, working together? Because now y'all always together. Well, Do y'all have 9-to-5 jobs, or y'all just have the store?
Ironically, my last day on my 9-to-5 was this past Friday. I've decided to take a bet on being 54 and gamble on me. And so now I'll be working with the brand, not, full time.
I'm an independent contractor, so my schedule is pretty flexible.
Oh, that's good.
So when I finish work, I go straight to the store.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. And I saw when you posted some pictures that you're also in a sorority.
Yeah.
Are you in a fraternity, Steve?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I'm a member. This year will be 29 years that I've been a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yeah, I know so many people. My best friend is AKA.
Oh, really?
And I saw someone who came to your store that used to go to my old church.
Okay.
And she was there. She's an AK. I was like, oh, I didn't know Gina knew her.
Listen, they know us.
If I see your brother, you know it's a small world.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what type of merchandise do you have at the store? What can they expect when they come there?
Basically, we got classic hoodies. We sell sweatshirts. We have crossbody bags. We have duffel bags. They're all vegan leather. Long sleeve T-shirts, short sleeve T-shirts, V-necks. We have stadium jackets. We have trench coats. We have mugs. We have pins. We have jean jackets. Those bucket hats.
Yeah.
We have trucker hats. We have all kinds of merchandise.
We have all kinds of merchandise.
We have warm-up suits.
Mm-hmm. Tech suits.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what do y'all do to help out the community?
Oh, wow.
So this is your BK life.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, it is definitely more than just a regular retail clothing store. So we've been having different Black businesses come on a Saturday and do a pop-up. So if you sell candles, you come do a pop-up. If you've written a book, you come do a pop-up, do a reading, do a signing.
Right.
One of our favorites, I'm sure this was, for the both of us, we had Kevin Richardson of the Exonerated Five come and speak to the community. And, our friends and family came, heard him speak about his journey to where he, how he got as a young teen to now being a graduate. He's an honorary of Syracuse University, So that was really inspirational to have him come speak. For the month of February, for Black History Month, we have 2 authors coming in. We have an artist coming in. He's going to be putting his artwork around the store. You can come purchase it, come talk to him. So we're really working with the community to bring different things to my Brooklyn life.
Free of charge.
Right.
We're not charging the vendors anything.
We don't charge the vendors anything because this is a give back. We're a small Black business trying to help other small Black businesses.
And that's a blessing in itself because all that does is draw more people to your business.
Cross marketing.
Gotta know how to work it, right?
Cross marketing.
But what has been some of the challenges in love and business? Have there been any challenges between both?
Definitely. I mean, basically how to allocate responsibilities is kind of hard. Who does what? Sometimes she feels she does more, and I feel like I do more. I do a lot of physical stuff.
Yes.
She is a paper pusher, and she's good with social media. So sometimes we have a back and forth with that, and trying to spend as much quality time as possible is kind of hard because also she's in sorority, so it takes up her time as well. So I would say that those would be some of the challenges. How about you?
I think, like you said, just trying to make time for, each other to make sure that we are not losing ourselves in the business and to remember how this whole thing came about.
Right.
Going back to the basics and the foundation. One thing I've noticed we've been trying to do is go and make sure we have a date night, whether it's Friday after we close up the store, we'll go have dinner someplace in Brooklyn, or last weekend we went out Friday and Sunday. We went up to Harlem, we left Brooklyn, went up to Harlem, we went up to Augusta and had, heard a great live band. So I noticed that we've been trying to reel it back to what this was originally about,
Right. But she always tell me, if it's not fun, I don't want it.
Right. If it's not fun, I don't want it.
Because I see you did right. You said y'all started my BK Life because y'all wanted to teach people over the age of 50 how to keep the excitement in the marriage.
And we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. It don't make sense if we're trying to tell somebody something that we're not doing. It's not. Listen, the whole thing about us is the authenticity of everything, you know, and we're human, you know, we're human. So, you know, we really got to make sure that we're walking the walk, you know,
and not just talking it, faking the funk. That's what we used to say. So what are your future plans?
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to start first. So, I used to be in the music industry back in late 80s, early 90s. And one of my dreams is to get back into that industry, but maybe on the film side. So, you know, we thought about having some kind of informative reality show, showing people how to brand, you know, and showing people a little bit about what our BK life really consists of, you know, because I think that the way Love and Hip Hop started out was pretty good, you know, when Jim Jones and Yandy, because it was very informative. They were showing the side of the business that you didn't see, but then they got into Ratchet TV, and we're not really interested in Ratchet TV. We try to keep everything on a positive note.
Absolutely.
Right.
And other collaborations, you know, we are currently in a collaboration with Syracuse University, which is my alma mater. And it's called My SU Life. And we are in the bookstore, which is phenomenal. I mean, as someone who walked across that campus at 16 years old, I mean, just the joy and pride I feel. But then also part of the proceeds for that particular brand goes towards a scholarship to help underrepresented students at the school.
Right.
So, you know, again, a community, a philanthropic arm, and that's what we are looking to do with other brands and schools and, you know, just other collaborations that we.
So in the store, you have My BK Life as well as My SU Life.
We keep a few pieces of My SU Life in the store, but we don't have it out. We might create a little corner for it, but right now it is in Syracuse University's bookstore.
That's all. Y'all doing some great things.
Thank you.
And listen, now when y'all finish the reality show, then maybe we can do a movie together.
Listen, I'm following you, sis. We're gonna do everything together. Because you are it.
I'm trying.
Listen,
what do y'all feel is y'all greatest accomplishment this far?
Oh my gosh. I think really to see how far we've come from this thing starting from a hashtag to now having a physical brick and mortar store. You know, we've done pop-ups, we're online, but to physically take a key and open the door and walk into the store that emblazons the hashtag that we created is mind-blowing to me. And to think that I could leave my 9 to 5.
Yes, that was stepping out on faith. You stepping out on faith, and God gonna make the way. And you know, y'all not gonna lack. You know, and thank God y'all have the same mindset. You know, because it's not good to be unequally yoked, because you're gonna be doing one thing, Steve gonna be doing another thing. So it's great that y'all come together and y'all have the same mind and y'all have the same goals in mind.
We have the same focus about what we want this business to look like and to be and represent us. You know, we really have to say, listen, don't get it twisted. We have our moments where it's like a tussle about, but then you've got to, just like in a regular relationship, you've also got to sacrifice certain pieces and things. And, you know, he comes to me with something that he's just so passionate about. And, you know, he's pitching it to me, because remember, we have to pitch it to each other before we pitch it to somebody else. And if I see that he's passionate and vice versa, and I might not see the entire vision, but we just gonna let it rock. We're gonna, let's see how it goes, you know, let it rock.
Right, because that's how life is. You gotta try it. Because now you don't try it, somebody else trying to blow up, you're gonna be like, oh man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whatever comes to mind, hey, try it. What they say, what's that saying? Nothing hurts a failure but a try.
Right.
So try it, hey. But you know, what advice can y'all give young people who's looking for love?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I would honestly say, try to find someone that you have something in common with, because I think that works. We were raised just about the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? So we can relate. Sometimes, when you don't have anything in common, it's kind of a barrier. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of hard to overcome. So I think really just try to find somebody as close as you can to having the same type of upbringing, if possible.
I agree. And also, when we got together, we literally were at the same place of knowing what it was we wanted from the other person.
Right.
Like we wanted the exact same thing. We wanted the emotional stability from both, like so that right there made it easier in the sense because it was like we know, listen, this is what he needs from me. He knows this is what I want from him. And let's make sure that we give it to each other to make this continue to work.
We could have hooked up a long time ago, but we both weren't ready.
Right.
We wouldn't have been here at this point.
Right. I agree.
And I believe that's how life is. I mean, what's the chances of you knowing each other from a kid? 6 and 7 years old, and here years later, now y'all married. It's like it was meant to be, but y'all had to take your other avenues first.
That's right.
To work on yourself. So by the time y'all come together, y'all know what each other want, and y'all can give that to each other. So
absolutely,
that's a definite blessing in itself.
I'm telling you, it's just we have so much fun together. I mean, it's like a kid in a candy store. It's like what are we gonna do today? It's like you look forward to every day.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so funny because when I see the pictures, I always, think Steve is so quiet.
Everybody does.
He's so laid back. Gina's like, hey, this is my what they say, opposites attract sometimes.
Listen, he's very laid back, but he's a lot of fun. Like he's a lot of fun. So it's, it's easy. He goes more than I do. He's like, you want to go to Coney Island? You want to go to this? You want to go to the casino? You want to go? I'm like, dude, like, come on.
She always say, how old are you?
Right. I'm like, how old are you?
That's keeping the marriage exciting. Keeping that fun going. I mean, y'all could be taking each other's head off. No, we don't want that. Girl. But tell me about the Car Chronicles.
Oh my gosh. So the car crash, funny you bring that up too, because when you said Steve is so laid back, whenever people meet him, I always think they're going to get Car Chronicles Steve. And I'm like, yeah, no. No, you're not getting Car Chronicles Steve. The Car Chronicles is just that. Steve and I in our car, driving, talking about our weekend, what we've done, date night, giving suggestions. Sometimes we'll have a guest. The guest may be, someone that we know who's running for, I don't know, a judge position in the city. So we give them that platform. We can have an actress who's, pushing her movie. We've had our parents on, which is fun, and different relatives to talk about relationship stuff. So it's really been, just a nice vehicle for us to be ourselves for about no more than 10 minutes and talk about who we are and what we've done for the weekend. We talk about the store. We talk about what new products we've gotten in. I might talk about things going on with my now college age son, because he's been on a couple of times because folks want to know, where's Gavin? What's he doing? Where's Gavin? He's basically grown up,
right,
on social media through me. So folks are always
that's true.
Yeah. So the Car Chronicles is, Car Chronicles with Steve and Gina. What are they talking about today? And just different topics, different fun, light, easy topics,
Right. And where do y'all see the business going in 5 years?
Oh my gosh. Listen, we're going to take this to the wheels fall off. That's where we see this going. I mean, the opportunities have just been amazing. Blessed.
Right. It's hard to say because it's so many possibilities.
Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah.
It's so broad.
It's so broad.
Yeah. It's hard to say.
We're gonna take it till the wheels fall off, till we decide either it's not fun anymore. It's or and if we gotta pivot, we'll pivot.
Right.
You know, but wherever we feel is the positive avenues and lanes for us, that's where we're taking this. That's where we see this in 5 years. You know, we call our store the flagship because who knows? There might be some other ones, you know, popping up around Brooklyn. So
Right. Hey, look, you don't have to stop at one spot. How many fish places? You know, they have a whole lot of fish places. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, and I'm happy for you guys, and I have to stop by. I definitely have to come by and support. But I want you to tell my viewers how they can find you, where the store is at. You know, let them know.
We're gonna let them know. So the store is at 463 Sterling Place, Brooklyn, of course. It's between Washington and Clawson Avenues. Our website is www.mybklife.com. We're on Instagram at mybklynlife and mybklife merch, where we just post our merchandise. But the BKLYN is my personal, where I mix it up and talk about different things and show different photos and just get more personal on that. So yeah, you can find us there. We're in the store usually from Tuesday to Sundays. Thursday to Sundays. But make sure you check out our website or our social media for the exact hours, because we kind of switch it up. We have different things going on, so we may have to close for a couple of hours. So yeah, that's where you can find us.
Right. Well, Steve and Gina, I just want to thank y'all so much. It always seems like the half an hour goes so quick. We'll have all your information definitely in the credits so they can have it, so you don't have to worry about that. And I just want to thank every one of my viewers that came on and tuned in to the Keiwear show. I encourage you to come on next week and check out another episode of the Keiwear show. And remember that Keiwear is the key to knowledge. God bless you all.
I would like to nominate my fiancée Gina for the makeover. Between working full-time and co-parenting, she barely has time to pamper herself. Because of COVID, our wedding was postponed, and I really couldn't celebrate my love for her the way I wanted. And Valentine's Day has always been very special to us. So can you hook a brother up?
Here's what Gina looked like before. Let's see what Gina looks like right now. Go Steve. What you think, man? Oh, not right here, not now. Steve, calm down. Give her the flowers, man. Give her the flowers. What you think?
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. There it is. He kissed it all on me. I'm about to get y'all a room or something.